The Radio Forest Podcast.
All right, we're talking to Ahren Belisle, live Egyptian Theater Thursday, his first theater show. He's got cerebral palsy, so he is a mute comedian and is using a text-to-speech Bluetooth speaker to respond to me. America's Got Talent, a golden ticket winner from Kill Tony. Your comedy career started in Portugal. You're from Canada. You're touring the U.S., so I assume that's a lot of traveling. Where are some of your favorite places that you've been to?
Costa Rica and Portugal have been my favorite places. Portugal is great because it's full of digital nomads, and everyone is just trying to make friends. The whole city is a hill, and it killed my crippled shins, but it's great. And Costa Rica is great because it's just too dynamic. There's a cloud forest. There's beautiful beaches. There's monkeys that stole my weed.
So after getting the golden ticket on Kill Tony, you've performed in front of pretty much the whole Rogan crew. Rogan was talking about you and looking at clips. So after the mention of the Joe Rogan 6, who, if you had to list, would be the Rogan 6 that Cat Williams was talking about?
Well, Shane's definitely not on the list of the 6. That dude is a beast, and I'm definitely not on the list because I'm pretty damn hilarious. Other than that, I have no comment. I'm not going to trash talk daddy.
So I've seen that you've gotten some tattoos. I know there's some on your arm. You've got some on your leg. Tell me a story about some of them or what's been going on with your tattoos.
The one on my arm is a dragon and a wolf, and it means I am not retarded, but I'll still bite your face off. And I have a bowling ball on my calf, which might seem weird because I can't run on a bowling alley like at all. But my grandpa was professional.
No way, I didn't know that. What are you going to get next, though? Because I know how these tattoos go. You don't just get 2 and stop.
I'm going to get tattoos of Joe Rogan and Tony Hinchcliffe on each of my butt cheeks.
I've heard you mention a strained relationship with your family, specifically your brother. You guys are not communicating at all. So how does it work with holidays, with going back home? Do you guys actively avoid each other? Because I know you haven't spoken.
You're pretty inquisitive. I feel like I haven't said much about it, but you know it all. Yes, so I'm no contact with my brother. He treated me like crap, and now we are no contact. And my 30-year-old brother still lives with my mom, so yeah, I don't go around a lot. I'm a really forgiving guy, but like no amount of chances can fix the narcissism, right? I don't usually even go home for holidays because, yeah, it's just best for my mental health.
Do you want to have kids of your own someday?
I spend holidays in warm areas on a beach with my dog. Fuck no, I don't want kids.
Oh.
All they do is scream and drool. It would be like having a second one of me, but louder. Why would I want that?
When I'm out with my young kids and we see somebody that has like a disability, they'll ask me, hey, what happened? Was that person born that way? Did something happen? And I tell them to ask the person they're referring to. I know how it makes them feel, but I don't know how it makes the person I'm talking about feel. How do you think that makes them feel when they have to explain their condition to kids?
Yes, so with kids, it's totally fine. They're just curious. They don't have malice. It's important to encourage kids to ask the questions. Maybe teach them to be a bit sensitive and not rude. But like, yeah, that's how you teach a kid to be inclusive and treat people like people. That's exactly the right thing to do. If you don't encourage kids to ask questions, it just isolates people like me.
You must be working on a special, right? Surely you've got to be about to that era of your career.
Yeah, I mean, I'm still working on my hour. I have all these grandiose goals, and it's becoming like perfectionism and everything. I don't know what my first special is going to be or when, but I know I won't be talking much in it.
Let's move on to music. Tell me about some bands you like, maybe some that you've seen in concert.
I like all kinds of music except for screaming. Ironically, the only vocals I can do I don't like. I haven't been to a lot of live music since COVID, but I've seen Drake, Lil Wayne, country music festivals, rock music festivals. I've seen a lot of everything basically. Train is actually my favorite band. Nobody would ever actually admit that, but they're low-key iconic.
I'll agree with you on Train, and maybe you've seen it, but they did a tribute to Zeppelin. I think they did an entire album, and that changed my opinion of that band. It's phenomenal. I had no idea they were that good of a band, so I'd agree with you on Train.
Yeah, they're great.
A lot of famous comedians are now in your orbit, and so I just want to say, please be careful. I had this fear of them coming to you and giving you all this advice, and I think the best thing about Ahren Belisle is that you're Ahren, and you're not those guys. 100% think you can do this on your own.
Thanks, man. I appreciate that. Tony keeps trying to get me to say the word I can't say. I actually have anxiety disorders, which is my biggest barrier in life, ironically, not the voice or limp. And I have a really hard time making decisions. and committing to things. And one of the things I've had to do is learn to trust my own omitting and take my own advice. You're right. I can do it on my own, and I'm gonna. My own intuition. Typo.
So I wrote these questions out for Ahren so he could get these responses ready. So this one he doesn't have a prepared answer for, but I totally forgot to ask this. When you dream, can you speak in your dreams? He probably says the word that Tony's trying to get him. He just screams at the entire dream. Ahren then uses his phone connected to a Bluetooth speaker that's next to the microphone. So that's why I gave him the questions ahead of time, is to cut down on some of the time in between. But he's now thinking and typing on his phone with one hand. His left hand isn't able to type. And so he's thinking and formulating his response.
I feel like in most of my dreams I'm not talking, and I'm also not signing. It's like telepathy or something. Hard to explain. Like talking without talking.
All right, so hit up your website, social media links, because I know you have one for your mental health. I know you've got your normal one for your comedy career.
My socials are Ahren Belisle. My website is mutecomedian.com. Mental health is Ahren_mindset. And you can see me this Thursday night, April 4th, at the Boise Egyptian Theater. It's actually the biggest venue I've ever done, and my first theater. I'm really happy to be here. You can get tickets on the Egyptian Theater website.
And he'll be up at Bogus Basin skiing later today. But to tell people, Ahren is spelled Ahren, and Belisle is Belisle.
No, I won't be skiing. I have enough problems without falling down a mountain.
Again, it's mutecomedian.com, and on YouTube you can see his America's Got Talent set and also several Kill Tony appearances, golden ticket winner. Ahren, dude, it's a pleasure to talk to you today, man. Thanks for coming in.
Thanks for having me.